What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at I am Manny Wilson. All right, man. So we talking about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, is he gonna leave Toronto? Will he leave Toronto? Absolutely not. You're crazy. You're crazy if you think Kawhi Leonard is leaving Toronto. Why would he do this? Just think about it for a second. Why would he leave Toronto? He has the perfect team. The perfect team. He has a whole entire nation behind him, a country, not just the city of Toronto, but the country. He has the country of Canada behind him. He's just finished doing something that's never ever been done for the city, for the country. Out of all the great players who've ever played for Toronto, you have Vince Carter, T-Mac. Both of them ended up, I know they were young, so don't give me that. I know they were young, but they both went on to be great in their own ways. Even DeMar DeRozan, when he was there with Kyle Lowry, they could not get it done on multiple tries. They tried it multiple times and could never get it done. But you gave this man 1 year. 1 year. You gave this boy Kawhi Leonard 1 year. And he got it done, went all the way to the finals and won and beat the Golden State Warriors. Now, for y'all out there that's hating on Toronto, and I know some of y'all really wanted the Golden State Warriors to win the NBA Finals. But hold on, just calm down for a second before you start throwing up all these. Oh, well, they was injured, they was hurt. Kevin Durant got hurt. Klay Thompson ended up getting hurt. All of that. All right, that's cool. But where was that energy? Where was that same exact energy when the Golden State Warriors was beating all these people because of injuries? Oh, let's not forget, Kawhi Leonard was about to tear them up in 2014, whatever year that was, when Zaza Pachulia took him out in Game 1. Kawhi Leonard was about to tear him up with the San Antonio Spurs. But what happened? He got injured, went down. Golden State Warriors ended up killing him. The Houston Rockets, I know this is kind of a toss-up, but the Houston Rockets with Chris Paul, when they went to Game 7, and Chris Paul and the Houston Rockets had all the momentum, but Chris Paul got hurt in Game 6 and could not participate in Game 7. And that kind of shifted everything. James Harden could not do it on his own. And what happened? The Golden State Warriors ended up winning. And please, let's not forget when LeBron James was going to the finals year after year in the Eastern Conference, and he got there with no Kyrie Irving, no Kevin Love, and his best player was Matthew Dellavedova, and he was still giving the Warriors a good run for their money, and they did not kill LeBron James. But what happened? I didn't hear all that same energy stuff about what they were hurt. They were hurt. They got this done because they were hurt. Oh, well, we won, but we should feel sorry because they were hurt. No. We didn't hear none of that stuff. I ain't hear none of that. Oh, well, if they would have got hurt, if they wouldn't have been hurt, then the Warriors wouldn't have won. Injuries are a part of the game. As sad as it sounds, and as tragic as those injuries were for the Golden State Warriors, injuries are a part of the game. And if you're talking about three-peating, if you're talking about going back to the finals year after year after year, 3 times, you're talking about going to the finals and winning the championship 3 times in a row, injuries is a part of that. Injuries is something that you have to overcome in order to three-peat. And that's just how it is, because when you look at other teams that did it, and I know I already talked about it, I had a podcast that talked about three-peating and the Golden State Warriors, but when you look at teams who have three-peated with Jordan and the Bulls, they were healthy. Shaq and Kobe, they were healthy. Bill Russell and all them times, clearly he was healthy because he was getting it done. But anyway, it's not really an excuse, and I get that the guys went down and the series could have been different. I absolutely agree. I'm not making a case that the series the series would not have been different if Kevin Durant was playing or if Klay Thompson would have never went down. I do think the Raptors would have still ended up winning the series if it was just Klay Thompson was still healthy, him, Dre, and Stephen Curry. I do think the Raptors would have still won the series, but Kevin Durant would have definitely changed that series. I don't want to get too much into that. That's not my argument at all. The argument is if Kawhi Leonard is leaving, so I'm going to focus right back on the topic. I just had to drift off just a little bit. I'm going right back into the topic. But Kawhi Leonard has no reason to leave. Think about before he even got there to Toronto. Where was Toronto in the standings? They were number one in the Eastern Conference, but they could never get it done. They could never get it done. They tried year after year. They ran into LeBron James, and even times before they were running into LeBron James, they could never get it done with DeRozan and Kyle Lowry and most of the players that they have now. Anyway, when Spurs made that trade for DeRozan and Kyle Lowry and Danny Green went with Kawhi Leonard, when Kawhi Leonard went to the Toronto Raptors, along with Danny Green, everything changed. He went to the best team in the East. I don't know if you realize that. That's the best team that was in the Eastern Conference. They were ranked number one. They was in the playoffs year after year. They had a good coach, but they made some adjustments. They fired Dwayne Casey. I didn't think it was a good move, but thank you for doing that, Toronto. Now the Detroit Pistons got a great coach, so I appreciate y'all for doing that. And y'all just got a championship. Congratulations on that if I haven't said it yet. But anyway, Kawhi Leonard went there, and the gamble was worth it. Danny Green was there. He was able to help. They brought in two great players. They brought in Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, who's a shooter, and he has all this young talent around him. He has Pascal Siakam. I believe that's how you say his first name, but Siakam. He has Siakam. He has Kyle Lowry. If Kyle Lowry comes back next season playing anything like he did in the finals, especially Game 6, it's going to be some trouble, boy. I tell you, it's going to be some trouble because I've never seen Kyle Lowry go off like that consistently. I've never seen him go off like that. And I've always been a person to say Kyle Lowry is not a superstar. He's not an all-star. He's just an average player. He's a great guard, but he definitely put he made me put some respect on his name. As they said, as Birdman said, put some respect on my name. So Kyle Lowry, he definitely earned some respect on his name because he showed up in big moments. Definitely when Kawhi Leonard needed help. And Marc Gasol, they got so much going for them. They have so much going for them. And as my barber said, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. As my barber said at the shop. Shout out to Ypsilanti, Michigan. At the shop over there. GT, Malik, all y'all. Thank y'all for hooking me up every time I go there. If you out in the area, go ahead, show them some love. But as I was talking to my barber, man, I was talking to T, and he told me, he said, you got to think about the kind of guy Kawhi Leonard is. Think about what kind of guy he is. He's a laid-back, quiet guy, low-key, doesn't really say too much, not a flashy dude at all. He's not the kind of guy that want to go into a big market. I absolutely agree with what he was saying. He's not the kind of guy who want to go into a huge market. He doesn't care about that huge spotlight. Toronto is perfect for him. It's low key, but they have a great fan base. It's not a huge franchise in the NBA, but it's a big team over in Canada. They support them. They have a great fan base, so it's not a small organization. And they just came off a NBA Finals win. They just won a championship. He just done something that was never ever done for that country. Never ever done for that city. Never. They never brought an NBA championship. They got close multiple times on multiple occasions. But this year they actually got it done in times where it looked as if the Toronto Raptors would not get it done. Guess who was there to save the day? Dun, 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 dun. Kawhi Leonard. But anyway, Kawhi Leonard was the dude to come right there and save the day. In clutch moments of the series and crunch time of the series. He was there to save the day, and he ended up bringing them a championship, and that's something that the city and that's something that the country is never, ever going to forget. And they will do anything. They will go to drastic measures to make sure that Kawhi Leonard is staying there. Think about this for a second. They love this man over there. They love this man over there. They gonna do anything. They gonna do anything. The man is about to own half of Canada in a minute. They giving him everything. And I know some people may say, well, Kawhi Leonard, he can go to LA. He might go to LA. You know, he might want to play with LeBron. No, that market is huge for him. That market is too big. He don't want to be nobody's sidekick. He's a franchise player. He don't want to be nobody's sidekick. Especially like I was saying earlier, when you're playing against LeBron James, regardless of who you are, you're going to be looked at as the sidekick, especially for someone like Kawhi, who doesn't say much and doesn't really care about all these outside, off-court actions that media makes a huge deal. He doesn't care about all of that. You go play for the Clippers, it's a little low-key, and that's the only, and my guy Woj, remember I was talking about my guy Woj, I call him the most trusted man in basketball when it comes to that reporting thing, and he said it's between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Toronto Raptors. But if you go to the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, or if Kawhi Leonard goes to the Clippers, he does not have the same pieces that he has in Toronto. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. All he gets if he goes to the Clippers is nice weather, an okay support system. They're going to be overshadowed regardless of who else goes to the Clippers. They're going to be overshadowed because the Lakers now have Anthony Davis. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter who else goes to the Clippers because their fan base is not as big as the Lakers, and the Lakers are always going to overshadow them unless the Lakers are piss poor, absolutely horrible, and the Clippers are doing well. That's the only possible way. But if he goes to the Clippers, they don't have the team. They don't have the support. All they got is a few guys who play hard. And if they possibly got another free agent, then yeah, they make a little noise. But in that Western Conference too, the tough Western Conference that I was with the Houston Rockets, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know I dog these teams out, but they play hard. They play hard, and they're still contenders. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not gonna make any noise. They're still contenders. And they're still gonna all fight for the playoffs in the Western Conference. Every team fights for the playoffs in the Western Conference. But you still have the Toronto or the Houston Rockets. You have the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, the Trailblazers, the Dallas Mavericks with Porzingis and Luka Doncic. They have, why would he leave Toronto to go face all of that with the team who's below average right now? It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. It doesn't not make sense at all. Let me know. Let me know if it makes sense, and let me know. Give me a valid reason of why he would go do that. And I know he's a LA guy. I know he's from LA and things like that, but when you have a whole country willing to give you property, willing to give you everything under the table money, and they ain't gonna talk about that on media. We ain't even. I'm gonna get into that just a little bit, but the under the table money part, I'll get into that in just a little bit. But when you have a whole entire nation behind you, dude, Kawhi Leonard, he's about to own half of Canada. He about to own Windsor. He taking a piece of Windsor. Ontario, yep. Go ahead, give him that. Get Kawhi Leonard that. He can have that. Toronto, me and Drake, we gonna split that. Kawhi Leonard, you get this piece. Drake, I'm gonna continue to own. I'm gonna watch all of that. I'm gonna hook you up with some under the table money too, just because we want you to get paid, but we want to have room to bring in whoever else we want. We want some people to come back. So Drizzy Drake, he gonna throw him some under the table money. Boom, boom, boom. Other rich millionaires, other billionaires out in Canada, out in Toronto, they gonna say, Kawhi Leonard, man, come on, man. I know they offering you a max over there, and that's all legit in the National Basketball Association. But look, man, we'll give you free food. We'll give you your family, anybody that's a relative, anybody come to Toronto, we got you, man. They eat for free, any restaurant. And I'm going to give you the houses out here. I'm going to give you some of this out in Ontario. I'm going to give you all of this stuff. And I'm going to give you everything. And then look, I know we're not giving you a super max deal with $220 million over the course of 4 or 5 years. I know we're not doing that, man. But you know what? I'm going to fill your pockets anyway, because I know Drizzy Drake going to hook me up. Drake he going to make sure you slide. I'm going to keep you some money, put it in your pocket. I'm going to make sure you're all right. I'm going to make sure you're all right. You're going to get paid regardless, man. We're going to make sure that your pockets is full, and we're going to give you some equity on top of that. And while you still here, while we giving you all this money, you still going to have a great team, because the following year, you ain't got to worry about no tough Western Conference. The following year, you still going to have Pascal Siakam. You still going to have Marc Gasol. You still going to have Danny Green there. You still going to have Kyle Lowry. You still going to have Ibaka coming off the bench. You still going to have Van Fleet coming off the bench. You still going to have great players on this team. Your team is still full, and your team is still connected. And then let's think about it. In the Eastern Conference, oh my gosh, what's going on in the Eastern Conference right now? Somebody tell me. Somebody let me know what's going on in the Eastern Conference. Oh, well, Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics, shambles. That's done. Get that out of here. Philadelphia 76ers, they got some free agents. This was their year to capitalize, but they didn't do it because the claw ended it. This was their year to capitalize. Tobias Harris is a free agent. He going to be looking for some money. Jimmy Butler is a free agent. We don't know what he's about to do. So, boom, they canceled. They out of here. Okay, well, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're nice. Yeah, they nice. Greek Freak, he's a challenge. He's a challenge, man. That's a big dude. He's going to come back even better. That's the kind of mindset he has. So we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that come playoff time. And we'll worry about that. We'll see what goes on in the playoffs, and we'll see if we can shut them down again. I know they got a nice little squad over there in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Bucks is nice. But we'll worry about that come playoff time. As far as everybody else in the Eastern Conference goes, they're not a threat. They're not a huge threat like Kawhi Leonard had to go against this year. They're not that big of a threat. I mean, the teams this year for Kawhi Leonard, they were set up to, if you look on paper, some of them were better. They were better than the Toronto Raptors on paper. When you look at that, they were better than the Toronto Raptors on paper, but they just could not get it done. And I mean, if Kawhi Leonard stays, teams are falling apart. Teams are falling apart in the Eastern Conference right now. So you don't have to really worry about even that much competition. I mean, I like I say all the time, I'm a Detroit Pistons fan, man, and we might be in the playoffs. Yeah, we might get eliminated in the first round next year. I hope that's not the case. I'm just being realistic, though. I want to keep an honest opinion and be realistic about how I'm viewing things. But when we might go to the finals, but we're not going to be one of those dominant teams. New York Knicks, yeah, they got a good pick, and they got a lot of hype, and they have I will say they have the best, most loyal fan base in the world, and that's just facts, man. Because, that's tough, man. The New York Knicks, they've been stinking up the place for a long time, and I hate to say it, and I know some of y'all is real, and y'all gonna agree with me, and y'all gonna, I mean, it ain't no secret. It ain't no secret that the New York Knicks been stinking it up for a long time. So for you to still be a Knicks fan, I salute to all y'all, man, because that's just as loyal as possible. And every time the Detroit Pistons get on a low ride, I just think about the New York Knicks, and I think, well, damn, at least we got a few championships under our belt. At least we one of the teams, one of the 8 or 9 teams in the NBA to have 3 or more championships. The Knicks ain't got a damn thing. Oh, man. But anyway, that goes to my point as the Eastern Conference is not going to be as tough, man. The Eastern Conference is I mean, the teams that were elite and the teams that were a serious threat to beat the Toronto Raptors is not going to do it. And I mean, at that point, what more can you ask for? You're in the Eastern Conference. You're in a great situation to prevail again and go back to the NBA Finals. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to take that? Why wouldn't you want to take that opportunity? Why wouldn't you? You have the Indiana Pacers too, and I mean they're nice. Brooklyn Nets, they may get a free agent, but I mean ultimately, those guys aren't going to put together a well-defined team, and they have the odds are still stacked far against them, especially if Kawhi Leonard stays in Toronto. I really don't see a reason for him leaving Toronto at this point. I mean, he has everything a guy could want. Free food. He has a whole nation behind him, great fan base. And he's in a situation where it's low-key but not too proud. And I mean, I really don't see him going anywhere. If he goes to LA, he's putting himself back. He's setting himself back, and he's going to play in a much tougher conference and a much bigger challenge. So I don't think that's necessary for him. I got Kawhi Leonard staying in Toronto. It's no point for him to leave. But if you disagree, man, let me know. Please let me know, because I'm really interested. And I like to hear some of the things, and I like to hear some of the different perspectives of everybody when they tell me things. I like to hear different options, because when I'm on here talking, I don't get to interact right away. I don't have my phone line set up. I don't have things. I'm not in the. I don't have all that stuff. I don't have people right here with me to disagree with me. So that's the time to do it right there on Twitter. And that my name on there is @IamManny Wilson. So please let me know. Let me know what Kawhi is gonna do. Just remember though, one thing before I go. I really need you guys to remember. Board man gets paid. He's an NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP. Board man gets paid.